Untethered Muse live podcast only on YouTube. And I was just thinking to myself, this would be if we were like in the TV show business and all that back in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, we'd be on season 3 right now of the Untethered Muse podcast. Not season 3, I'm sorry, season 2.
Where was I? I think I hit my head or some shit. Congratulations for rising the fuck above. Welcome, Brian. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I'm used to going this way, but now I gotta go this way. So, yeah, yeah, congratulations, you guys. It is Saturday night, and wherever you're at, it might be. No, it's not daytime anywhere, is it? Except in Bali. Maybe no, not even Bali. But anyways.
Oh, clocks move ahead, right? Ahead tonight?
Yeah. So yeah, at 12 o'clock we go. It'll be lighter later. Something like that. But yeah, right? Lighter later.
Later. Later, Slater.
Lighter late. Oh, Slater. Oh, he was hot, man. He was so hot.
Slater?
Slater. He had like the curly mullet, the perm mullet.
I used to like that show for other reasons.
Kelly?
No,
you liked her for Kelly, huh?
No, not Kelly.
Who?
The tall chick. I forgot her name.
That was. Oh, what is her name? She plays 902. No. I don't know her name, but yeah,
she did a movie after that TV show where she played a stripper. Remember that?
Yeah, I can't. She's very flamboyant, very flexible, and she had a perm, long blonde hair, and she wore the Levi's that just fit her body just perfectly, which I love.
Kelly wasn't my thing.
Was it Jessie? No, I don't remember her name.
Yeah, that was it, Jessie. I was into Jessie.
Jessie was tall and beautiful and long hair and super sexy with her.
I was into Jessie.
Yeah, you were. But so yep, here we are again, changing ever most chaotic, confusing, messy, lonely, scary thing. Here's $10,000. Thing called life. Like, I love you, I don't love you. Why are you doing this? And people. Thing called life. What is wrong with people?
That's the name of this podcast. What is wrong with people?
Yeah. As we were talking, we kind of talked before we get on this little. See, I'm used to going this way, and now I gotta. All right. Left is always the right way to go. If you want to go right, go left. I'm just kind of kidding, but I didn't understand some things, some situations, some scenarios. We were talking about criminal minds, right, Brian? Criminal minds. Just some certain situations, and what do you think? What do you think is wrong with people? What do you mean by it when you ask that question?
My biggest question or thought on that question would be, like, in general, I mean, we could talk about it all day on certain particulars and scenarios of people and why they do things, but in general, like, when people do things and they make simple mistakes, for example, or they constantly put themselves in a financial crisis over and over again, kind of like self-inflicting, or and it doesn't have to be financial. It could be obesity. People do that a lot. They want to lose weight. They want to be healthy, but something in their brain just says, I'm going to do this anyways. And they keep on that same path. And we can talk about all kinds of things related to what we're speaking about of what's wrong with people. Like, I just wonder,
The table.
do they ever, are they really conditioned to the point where they can't stop for a minute and just think, like, if I actually stop for a minute and look at myself, and I'm speaking in terms of a person that actually wants to change what they're doing, but they're not sure how. Like, do they ever actually stop for a minute and think, like, okay, I can change all this, like, almost instantaneously, because the scenarios and the problems I'm dealing with aren't that drastic. Do they ever stop for a minute and think about that, or are they so conditioned to where it's just a pattern of life every day that they keep following and they can't break it, and it just cycles and cycles and cycles, and they need people from the outside, for example, to they're either condemning them, or they're trying to help them, or whatever. Like, I just wonder, like, what's wrong with people where they can't reach inside themselves one day and say, hey, I want to change this, and then do it.
Oh, hey, let me just change this.
I'm
Okay, so
sorry I
talk.
talked too much.
You, you. See, I'm used to. I'm gonna actually answer that for you, or I'm gonna try because you say they're if they're conditioned. Now, we talk about uh how they're brought up, right? And how they're brought up and how they're conditioned. And that's all they know. Especially, and I'm going to speak for myself, okay? I'm not speaking for anybody cuz I don't know anybody else's situation. But what is I feel that it comes from or what happens throughout our upbringing, right? So say here's my sit, right? Say my mom, here, cars, apartments, here, money, you're going to live here, money, 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 money. All of a sudden, I'm here for you, right? She's always there for me. Changed her part, okay? Drops me like that without knowing how to live, knowing how to checking account, knowing the day-to-day things on how to do, except for you were taught to do, what you saw, what you witnessed, what you were there for. Okay, money, money, men, money, money. I'm just saying. So it's not what's wrong with people in that sense. What is fucking wrong with the that bring us people into the world and then drop us like, say, what the fuck later? What the fuck is wrong with you? You are so conditioned. You can't do this. You want to fucking continue on your life. Well, what do you mean? What the fuck? I do. And every day I speak for myself. I try to do my ability. Okay. Without, and I speak my truth. Yes. But at the same time, it is, that's it. That's my truth. And it's, I'm the blame, right? Because society looks at me as an adult, as this is what you've been doing your whole life, over and fucking shit, man. No one taught me how to fucking do otherwise. Like, what are you talking about? I get looked at bad. I get, consequences. I take the hits. But what the fuck is wrong? Why? Why, right? Just continue to try and do better, whatever that looks like, however you need to do that. Okay. And if it means you got to go back and you got to say, hey, look, man, but whatever. do, I'll, I do that why aren't we focused? What's wrong with you? It's like, what is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing the same thing? Because you thing keeps happening. Why doesn't that person that brought me here, what the fuck is wrong with you? So easy for someone to run away. So easy for someone to be like, nope, you're the fucking wrong one. 40 now. You got this all figured out. You're a grown adult. You want it. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? There's that. So I'm sorry. I just got really emotional, really into that because I hit when you said that. And I don't know if anybody can relate that's listening, but I think what is wrong with people, a lot is wrong with fucking nation, America, right? That's all.
Well, that's so great that we brought up this topic because you like your life kind of falls right into it. And
It almost.
what's even more special about what you just said was like I don't want to say that like the average person, but I think a lot of people, even myself, even though I can say there was things that were conditioned on myself that I were able to change, but in your circumstances, I think that happens a lot more than people realize. And and then like when people turn 18 or whatever, and their parents are like, well, he's on his own now, and they spoiled them or gave them everything they wanted up until that point, and now they think some magic is supposed to happen and they're supposed to know everything, but they didn't really teach them anything. They just gave them everything. And I think that happens a lot more than people realize or understand. And everything you said makes so much sense to why that what I was thinking initially about this topic, like what's wrong with people and why can't they sit and think for a minute, and are they conditioned to 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 what you said and pull more depth into it makes so much more sense to why they might not be able to stop for a minute or change and think about what they're doing because
Yeah.
many of them are conditioned. And I mean, imagine if your family fed you 3 times 4 times a day the worst foods you could think of because their families did that, and now you're obese or whatever, and then you're through life like depressed and self
Mhm.
self-harm, all this stuff, and you're just thinking to yourself how you hate yourself, but you want to change inside, but you don't know how. And you've been conditioned this way, and it's like, well, is it your fault? Just because you can't change now, is it really your fault? Or is it because you were conditioned that way? I mean, you know what I mean? So everything you
Well, it's
said was so
science.
great, so great for this topic
Science.
because I wasn't always actually
Yeah.
thinking about what
Oh.
other people might have brought to the table.
Well, I mean, I kind of like look at that. I've been looking at that, and it's actually take a moment to step away from your phone and kind of analyze like what is around you, their upbringing. People are conditioned that way, and I mean, you see it. I don't know if you see it. I'm looking over this in a society, but that's just, if I don't live my life this way, or if it's just, it- I'll be looked at like, what's wrong with you? Like, you don't, I mean, so it goes either way. Either like, what's wrong with you in society, or your family goes, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Yep.
Wanting
Yep.
you to do. So it's like a catch-22, like, fuck, society looks at me bad. What's wrong with you? Right? And then if I don't do that, yeah, or other, it's like my family, it's like anyone's family is going to be like, if you don't do what we with you. society's like, why are you fucking gay? What's wrong with you? It's like, what the freak can as humanity as an individual, it's difficult. As far as like drug addicts and shit like that, like it's it's just like cancer. Like I don't know. It's also it's also also unfortunately what was I gonna say about science? I think science data says something like um I think at a certain age, 38, I don't know if it's men or women, but you can't change. It's like you can't, there's something, you're just kind of, that's it. You can try, you can do it over and over and over. Absolutely. But I mean, the data shows that at a certain age, I wish I would have gotten that, but that that's just who you are. And when you go to old person, they're like, I'm like, cool, man. I don't want to bother you, but it's just who you're programmed to be, and that's that.
Yeah, I don't agree with the science part at a certain age. That's all rubbish to me. But I have to interrupt for 1 second because we have a viewer, and I want to welcome our viewer. I never really noticed this until I see the little light that pops up. Chris
I don't
Cassie is
see
here.
it.
Hey,
Hi, Chris Cassie. I'm so glad you're here.
thank you
I hope
for
you
coming. We rarely have
yeah.
guests.
I know. I hope you stay. This is a really great combo. I love you. I miss you. Do you like my hair? It's there's TikTok, but follow me. I'll get to you. So I miss her. I love her so.
It's
But
so it's
yeah,
so
Chris,
much fun to have guests.
I can't see but what you can see. But
I'll repeat what she says. She says, "Hey," and then she puts a lot of smile hearts, and then she says, "Love you guys," and then she
love
says,
you.
"See, we love you too. Thank you for so much for coming."
Yeah. Stay. So we're talking about the topic was what's and I was going into kind of an overview. I don't know how long he's been here. What's wrong with me, man? No, I'm just kidding. It's what's wrong with you, right? But you were saying, Brian, something on science. You don't agree with that.
I don't
I know
agree.
that it's somewhere the data said.
Well, here's the problem with the scientists. Unfortunately, we live in a country where some scientists are paid to think one way, and some scientists are paid to think the other way, and they won't
Yeah.
change their thoughts or patterns, even though they're not right. And they're able to manipulate the science to still be not not totally right, but they're also not wrong. And I don't agree with none of those scientists. So I'm kind of a fan of the scientist that's in the middle that doesn't do it for political gain or financial gain, but they're in the science world for the whole purpose of evolving the mind and people and the earth and creation and a society to better them, not to better
Mm-hmm.
themselves or to better a political
Mm-hmm.
party or an organization or because a lot of scientists today get paid to say, oh, if you say this, we'll give you this much money and help some
Yeah.
organization. I don't agree with none of that. So
Yeah.
I'm only for the old school scientists that are only doing it for the right reason. And and what she said about a scientist, something about 40, and then you can't ever change. Someone was paid to say that, in my opinion.
Well, okay, that's cool, and that's why I say that because that's what data says. But if people are watching my podcast, I also say that do your own research, right? Because it's not always accurate. And I started saying that when I was my prereqs for nursing, but I always did it my own research because trust and behold gotten so lazy that they just kind of trust what's in front of them, so tired from working a 9 to 5, so tired, blah, blah, blah. They don't want to fucking, but it's important for yourself and know, and test your limits if you can. And I do feel people can change. I do also feel though that it's very, very hard, especially themselves and traumas involved. It's a whole thing when you say, right? Because when you say that, it's like they're so around one individual that causes or how they present themselves or how situations, they're schedule for that question. What's wrong with you, man? Even though I want to say that to people, I want to be like, what the fuck is wrong? What the fuck is wrong with you, essay? You know, I want to say that. Like, why do you want to say one thing and do the other? But then I'm like, well, check yourself, because you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna have to be like, dude, you don't even know how they were brought up or raised. But there are some in total pieces of dirt, and I call them blobs, I call them parasites. There are those people that will suck you fucking life and let you die no matter what. They will take everything,
Parasite's a good word.
and they will literally anything handed to them, and no matter it, I could be here dying. Let's just example, Brian could be there dying, right? Suffocate me, I still take it, right? They'll still take everything, and I don't know. I can be like dead on the ground. They'll be like, "Yeah, your fault." I'll be like, "Dude, I'm dying, dude. Like, help me, right? Help me, help."
Because they're so self-absorbed. You know, they're so self-absorbed about, you know, all they care about is themselves. But I'm gonna
and to each their own. Everyone's selfish. Everyone's fucking selfish. But there comes a point in time when you really need to fucking be like, yo, somebody really just fucking be there, right? I say, yo, what's it all about? Like, what is wrong with you? That's when I want to say that question, when it gets down to like valid, when it gets down to when someone is really how I don't really know. I can't put it into words, I don't think.
I get exactly what you're saying, and I'm going to, since you can't read our guest comments, I'm going to share them with you as we go along. And it's so awesome that we can include the guest with us. She said what you were talking about, amen. And then she says,
oh, she says, I feel you, Dawn. Oh, I saw it. How did
oh, you saw it? Can you see it?
I said, I just saw like the little, I feel you, Dawn.
Yeah, oh, there we go. I didn't know I could do that. Yeah. There we go. Oh, that's cool. I can throw her comments up there. That's awesome. Okay. She says she's been here a while. That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad. I get so excited when we get a guest because it's rare. Live, like a live guest.
I really, really admire Chris Cassie. She's helped me a lot, believe it or not. And yeah, so I need to text her actually. So I'll probably do that after. Chris Cassie, I love you.
Can you see that?
Yeah. So Brian, what do you think what I just said about like?
I think everything you said was on point. I mean, you know, there's the side where you're accusing people of something, but you don't understand where they're coming from and how they grew up, how they live, what they got to go through, how they got to survive. But at the same time, I'm glad you also brought up the parasites, where even though they grew up that way, they don't have to stay that way. They can change, but they decided, oh, I'm going to make everyone else else's life just as miserable as mine was, but I'm going to make it even worse, you know, and that's when they become this parasite. And their whole
What?
life they just try to destroy people.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. They don't give a fuck about the. They're very. I know a couple of people. And I thought I was one for honestly. But I conclusion. I'm a. You know I've had a lot of growing to do. I'm sure everyone grow. See, I want to go like this. I'm used to being. I don't know what's happening, but but there are people that will continue. What is it? Tell a story because they don't want to lose that. So what the fuck I'm saying, but they're just fucking parasites. They're pieces of shit that will just to get one so they don't lose this story, you know, into life. Because if they do that, fuck, all bets are off. If they say, oh, you know what, I'm a piece of shit, they can't deal with that. And that's who I call parasites. It's like they do the same thing daily. They don't do anything for, like, the world. They give nothing back. They have no compassion. They just suffocate themselves, and they're just here for what? Like,
You're so right. Not only do they
fucking what, man?
not only do they not give back, but they purposely try to destroy other people. And let me just interrupt again. We have 2 viewers now. This is so cool.
What?
Let me
I'm on the
try to find out who
first
it is.
line. I'm on. Oh, see now I can. Oh, see now. Who is it? Oh, it's you. I love you, Chris Cassie. I love you so much. This is like such a great topic. It's like reflect.
If
Yeah,
the second viewer, if the
that's
second
it.
viewer wants to say hello, you can, and I'll put it in the comments up here.
That's Chris Cassie has it. They cannot self. That is 100% do it. They can't look at themselves in the mirror and talk to themselves like I do, and be like, dude, you're fucking wrong. Do that. But yeah, they cannot self-reflect. They can't do it. That's key. Brian, what do you think? They can't self-reflect, man.
That's so true right there. They cannot self-reflect. I mean, it goes back to what we used to talk about, you know, what do we always say? Self-awareness,
Mm-hmm.
clarity. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
just they're also conditioned on a pattern and a path of almost like vengeance or destruction of other people, and that's all they care about, you know?
It's called morals. And I'm not one. And no, man, I perfect. She said perfect to you. That's it. It's just called clear. They can't sit there with themselves and say I was fucking wrong, and they can't admit it, right? And then so guess what? I'm wrong with you, Don. What is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you, Brian? Why are you? What did Thelma say? Why are you being codependent? You, Brian, right? Man, what? Stop. Pause. Take a look at yourself before you come at somebody else. What is going on in your life that you have to come at somebody? But like people that deserve to say, what the fuck is wrong with you? Period. Hands. I'm all amped on this shit. I am. I don't know. Chris Gazzi, I love you. And the second guest, I don't know who you are, but I love you too. Thanks for being on with us on this.
Thanks for joining us,
crazy.
second guest. I'm not sure who you are either because you haven't said anything yet, but we're going to have a little fun right now. We've been talking about Dawn's new hairdo and who she resembles. I said aliens and Rocky Four, and some other people said
My son
Jada
said
Smith,
Jada
Pickett Smith,
Smith.
Sinead O'Connor,
Mhm.
Chris Cassie. Do you have anybody to throw in?
I just said Sinead O'Connor because that was my first record. I remember I remember that like it was in my closet. I can't forget. I'll never forget that. Oh.
That's probably what popped into my head first too. But I like when you brought up the Rocky Four,
There's a
thing.
movie together forever we stand. I forget what movie that was. No one will run because life is a fantasy. I can't remember. Chris Cassie said, I don't think. We are young. We stand. It was a movie where they shaved their head. You guys are sometimes, I mean, not today, but what's that movie? Nowhere to run. I can't remember. Not Breakfast Club, but it's a she.
Was it Breakfast Club? No, wasn't Breakfast
No,
Club.
that's him. That's where he goes, and he wears a diamond in his ear. But she's like,
Oh, was it? It wasn't. Never mind. I forgot what I was gonna say.
nowhere to tell us to run. I don't know.
Hillary.
Anyways.
Oh, she said it's Hillary Swank. Oh, she said she's giving you Hillary Swank vibes.
Ooh. Hillary Swank. Schwanky Schwank. I like Hillary Swank. I do. I I just want my hair back, guys, okay?
It's like you want it right now. I want my hair back.
I was looking at pictures. I'm like, oh my god, what did you do? But you gotta go through.
I knew she was gonna say that one day.
These changes, you have to go through, and I did it all. I let it all out. Like it's gone. I totally just took it all off. Like for real. It's oh, thank you. So are you. Her hair is beautiful. Chris Cassie has the best, beautiful, soft. I don't know what it feels like. I want to know what it feels like. It's so pretty.
I don't know what it feels like.
God, we did a FaceTime. I'm like, your hair is so beautiful. Now I really want it. But
get some cute.
Yeah, her hair is beautiful. I'm going to get some wigs. I'm dying to try different hairstyles. Yeah, I just did it. Because I didn't want to do it when I just wanted to do it. I wanted to be different, I wanted to start with this. You're welcome.
Well, hey.
It's so soft.
Hey, this is the perfect time to play with wigs. I mean, because you got no hair, so you can put on like 80s fluorescent green, skater wigs and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Wear them to the gas station. I'm gonna wear them.
Wear them at the gas station.
Friends will be like, "Oh my, this is badass," Yeah.
Walk in with your skateboard.
Dude, I wore corduroys last night. My hair with big hoop earrings, like rocking the skater back in the 80s look. It was epic. I loved it. I loved every moment of it.
That's awesome.
So Brian, what do you? I talk a lot, so it's your.
No, I talk a lot. I talk too much. I talk too much on your podcast.
Uh, it's kind of ours, mine. Oh, but how do you relate to the topic? Can you relate? I want to get back to the topic because I gotta. What? What'd you say?
You didn't see it?
Are you? Dawn, do not take fashion advice from. See what happens when you take fashion advice? No, I'm just joking.
I did tell her one day we're gonna shave your head
Right?
on the podcast, and then finally she just did it all by herself. But I had good reason. I had good reasons for it. I don't know. Her reasons were different.
Yeah, but you put out the universe and it came to fruition. It came right here, right now. But Brian, I think Brian has good taste. I for that kind of stuff.
I used to do that kind of stuff all the time in high school. I was in obviously I was in Catholic school and they didn't like that kind of stuff. I would like spike my hair and change it different colors and you know, and they'd be going, oh, they weren't, the only thing they were allowed to make policies on is like your tie and your dress and what you were wearing, but they weren't really allowed to say anything about your hair. So I would do all kinds of crazy things, and they didn't like it, but there was nothing they could say about it.
I did it anyways. I'm glad I don't work in the corporate world anymore. I just freaking. I'm gonna do one of those big tall purple mohawks. I had this chick that her name is Alana. And she like was my mentor, like back in the purple mohawk, dude.
She went. Chris Cassie said she went to Catholic school too.
No.
We're gonna have to do a podcast, the three of us.
What's that Catholic school that all the girls played against them in softball? Because I went to a Christian school. You're bad, man. You Catholic girls are naughty.
Those bad Catholic girls.
Naughty girls. Cassie, were you naughty? I'm telling you, they are sneaky. And I thought I was bad, like
She ain't lying.
What was that school? It was called All Latter-day Saints. I don't know. But it's those mini skirts. It's those skirts. I didn't get to wear. No, I want to wear schoolgirl outfits. I think that's what made them naughty. I mean, they made Playboy costumes out of them. Catholic schoolgirl outfits are just they're a thing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've got stories for you.
Chris Cassie. I'm actually see. I mean, see, she's a good girl. I believe you. Chris Cassie, I believe you.
I was a real follower.
Me too. By the way, Chris Cassie, I want to say while you're here, while me and Brian have you here, I hope that you're doing well from your was a while ago. And I love you. And you're sitting on your couch with your furry blanket and your little dog. The guilt, that's funny. The guilt is real. But I hope you're sitting with your furry blanket and your dog. I'll give you a big hug, and I really appreciate you so much.
And again, thank you for joining us. It's so awesome when we have guests that we can share this with and speak with at the same time that we're speaking.
It's gonna get really crazy. I'm gonna get really Russian.
I'm going to get really Russian. I guess I could say I was probably terrified too at some point in Catholic school, probably up to like 5th or 6th grade, and then something hit us in the head. We're like, What? Why? What are we afraid of?
Yeah, thank you. I was thinking about my friend tonight. See, I still have it. I haven't pulled, but yeah. What a beautiful. It's kind of cool. So, I feel like I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry. No.
Let it all out.
No, no, no. Okay.
One of my
And the
favorite
reason
Russian, one of my favorite Russian candies is bit of honey.
I don't like it be too funny. Plus, I got braces. I can't. And you're exactly ready. Right. I'm on my with my little doggies. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love Kitty and my dog. They're down here. I'm gonna grab my card. Can I pull you a card? Chris, a card in a minute. Is it okay if I pull her a card, Brian? Can I?
Of course you can. Go get your cards. I'm eating my bit of honey.
Oh my
I'm trying to rip my teeth out. Self-inflicting.
Yeah, I can't because I got braces. Did she say yes? In a minute.
She said, yes, please.
Hold on. I got. Please hold.
My little dogs. How many dogs do you have? Chris Cassie? You guys sound just like my mom.
I wish they could come live with us, Brian, like on the actual thing. Ooh. I haven't done this in a minute, Chris Cassie. This is in a while.
You got two little dogs?
So.
If you didn't
Is this
hear
the
me.
last day of the full moon? It is, huh?
Chris Cassie says
Can you
she's
hear?
not the crazy cat lady. She swears.
Me either. I'm not the crazy cat lady either. Crazy. My bird died, Chris Cassie. Did I tell you? Did you hear? All right, so rest in peace, Petey. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Petey. You can fly with the birdie angels now.
Yeah. All right. So this is for Chris Cassie. Oh no, I'm sorry. I know. Good life. He lived 13 years. I think that's good. My son's
13 years?
14 years old. My son's 1 year older than the bird, so I'm
That bird
doing
was
good.
14 years old?
He had the bird for 13 years, yeah.
Wow. That's old for a bird.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm sorry. Had him for 8 years. Got him. My bad. Why? I don't know why I'm thinking 13. 5 years old. So 8 years. Where did 13 come into that? I don't know. Amazing. So I did good there, right?
You
I
did
kept the
good.
bird alive.
You did good. Better than I would have done.
I
I
shot
can't
that
even keep
bird
myself
with
alive.
All right, so this is for Chris Cassie. Here we go. Angels of the highest light, angels of the highest good. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Give us guidance and clarity. And remember, it's been so long since I did this, but I think I'm gonna cry. I don't know why.
Let it flow. Let it flow.
Let yourself go slow and low. I gotta work pretty soon.
Sing your Sinead O'Connor song. Nothing compares to you.
Oh, nothing compares. to you.
Okay, she says she has to go soon, so I'm not going to interrupt anymore. I'm going to listen.
All right. So this is your got you, but the card you got the 2 of materials and the 6 of voices. So I'm interested in the 6 of voices. So thank you for being here again. So the 2 of materials look. Tell me, how do I call these discs? It's like the balancing act. These spinning tasks and roses and hefties and risk and all their intricate poses. Quickly trying to even when you want to have it all. Sometimes you need to prioritize and choose which. Um, but the process will likely not be healthy or enjoyable, and some flexibility and change into your plans and keep everything blossoming years to come. I feel like the 6 of voices is almost like we look at ourselves. So let's see. Forward, she crosses her passage of silence, lack laughter with persuasive steeping, inner quiet helped by kind. In these times, the muse asks us to open the receiving help from wonderfully unexpected stress from serendipity will find you. Look for kind gestures of beauty and cares over tomorrow's horizons. As their root and stir inside your soul, you will be moved small miracles. So that was really cool. And yeah, forward she crosses her passes of silence. So just kind of look at you and ask for help if you need it. And I love you number. So thank you for being here with us tonight. Congratulations for rising badass. Keep fucking being a badass. I love you. You love me. We're a happy family. Little. That was awesome. Thank you. I miss you. Thank you. Make sure you follow me on link, my new one.
Good night
I
to
don't need
you, Chris
16,000.
Cassie, and thank you again for joining us.
I love you. It's so sweet.
We
That
appreciate
was so
you.
rad. Yeah, that was dope. That was really cool. Little stop. Little. That was really cool. So yeah, Brian, you gather. So I gotta get ready for work. I gotta go. But
Working girl, working stiff.
I'm working. I got a real job, you guys. I'm a real kid. I'm a
She's the
real one.
graveyard shift.
It's been like I love the night time though, you know me. So it's like that new drug. Did you hear that new drug that's coming that's out right now? It's like pink fentanyl. It makes people zombie.
Eats their flesh. Stay away from everything. They're disguising it as everything.
Oh, we talked about it last night. Yeah, so be careful in this. So just be very, very careful. But so Brian, before we go, let me know how you feel about this topic. Like, did it affect you and experience something like that? Like, what can you give to the people? Kind of, it's your.
I think there should be a part 2 because
I think
it
so too. Yeah.
it there's so much to speak about that we didn't have enough time. So there's going to be a part 2, and because something that I was talking about earlier that you brought up kind of reached out further than what I was actually thinking. I was only thinking about the person inside themselves and what's wrong with them and why aren't they changing. But Dawn brought the depth into it, which is very important because you have to look back at why can't they change, or why can't they change now, or what's blocking them from changing, even though Like
Are they just a
some
piece of
people are
shit?
very aware of themselves in wanting to change, but that blockage, it could be mental blockage,
Mhm.
spiritual blockage, physical blockage, that they can't change because of those blockages. And Dawn brought in the depth of what this topic was all about. So that's why we have to have a part two to this.
And you guys and don't think that you have to sit there and analyze people. There is something. They're just that. They're just here to try and to make themselves look good for everybody else and you. So don't. But I do want also for people to just think about what I said. But yeah, part two sounds good. But there are those pieces of shit, man. That they're really with you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, you want to fuck with me? Let's go, man.
Fuck is wrong with you?
I,
What is
what the
wrong
fuck
with
is
you?
wrong with you? At the end of the day, it's gonna hurt me. Continue to stand. Will I fall? Hell, fucking yeah. You're gonna hurt me, man. But I'll still be here, right? I don't know. So that's I don't know. Maybe I won't be here. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Was that tough or what? That was tough.
That was great.
No, it was horrible.
I thought it was great.
But anyways, remember at the end of the day, an important person. How about you, Brian?
At the end of the day, yes, you are the important person. You have to look at yourself first before you can help others. And if you want to help others, you're on the right path. If you're trying to destroy others, look in the mirror, fool.
It's like I'm looking at the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking you to change his ways. Ooh, stop it for the man in the mirror. Because if you want to take a bet's a bet. Take a change.
Look at yourself and make a change.
Look at yourself and make a change. So I'm gonna go change my attire. Part two will be coming soon. Congratulations for rising the fuck above. Have a wonderful Saturday evening. So much for sticking by my side. I know it's kind of crazy, so but I appreciate you and yeah.
Crazy is not always bad. And who says it's crazy? I mean,
It's just a little hectic. I
I
like
mean,
to
don't you
take
like
the
a rough
long way.
ride? Don't you like
I
rough
do.
rides?
I do. Yeah, I do. I like to get dirty.
I want to
I
say
really do.
thank you for the guests that were here tonight.
Ah,
It's always awesome to have guests. And again, this was live on YouTube, the only place for the Untethered Muse herself,
thank you
Dawn.
guys. Have a great day. We'll see you motherfuckers really soon. Bye. Mwah.
Goodbye.